Friends, I am Chancellor Dr. P. Ranjan Trivedi, and as mentioned to you yesterday that we'll have a new topic. Today's topic to be presented by me for all of you is the need for modifying the present educational system. The present educational system is in practice in almost all countries of the world for the last, say, 200-300 years. After analyzing the plus and minus points of the present system, we think that there is an urgent need for modifying the system. For example, supposing we feel that in the present situation, in the year 2020, we should think of employment-centric education. In that case, we have to also think as to how to have more number of job givers than job seekers. By having an employment-centric education program, we propose that we should have programs, skilling programs or otherwise vocational and job-oriented programs which will yield jobs. But there is a limitation of jobs. Jobs are shrinking all over the world. So what is the way out? As I said, we have to have more number of job givers than job seekers. So what will happen if we have more number of job givers? Then the opportunities for those who seek jobs will be more and more. Accordingly, in the curriculum, we have to have some changes so that we give sufficient time to the students and trainees where they could learn the art and science of becoming a job giver than a job seeker. They have to be taught as to how to have a business, how to have an enterprise, how to have a consultancy organization, how to have an NGO, or how to have a service industry, how to go into trade, how to go into marketing, how to go into international business. All those things are to be told to them. Although these things are taught, but as if they will go and serve the organization. But in this case, they have to become the owners and the promoters of either a proprietary organization or a partnership organization or a limited liability company, or for that matter a cooperative organization, or for that matter a trust or a society, and finally a corporation or a joint stock company, private limited company, or a public limited company under the limited liability system. In all those cases, the case study and the method of teaching will be different. The students will think as if they are promoting an organization. So curriculum has to be changed. Accordingly, come to the other point. Supposing we feel that the entire world is getting polluted day by day because of overpopulation. So on some other day we will talk about the problem plus and minus points of population growth. But because of population growth and because of the changing lifestyle, we are getting polluted. So in that case, we have to understand as to how to control pollution. That is also possible, and that is only possible if we teach the students as to how to control pollution. What is happening? Supposing the rivers are getting polluted. So we spend tons of money on cleaning the rivers. There is no need. If we control pollution at source, supposing 100 factories in one area is polluting a particular river, we have to educate them to really depollute their industrial environment. But what is the present scenario? In almost all countries of the world, there are pollution control authorities, either a pollution control board or a pollution control committee, where such boards and authorities are fully authorized to really go and inspect the level of pollution, and they have the right to close down the factories or any other organization where pollution is being caused. But once they inspect There are agents who always speak to the owners, promoters of the companies and the factories. They're okay, don't worry, we'll get something organized. But nobody tries to really see as to how to depollute the environment. The reason is very simple, because there is a lack of experts who can depollute the environment. The pollution is there in different types of factories, the paper industry or sugar industry, or for that matter leather industry or petrochemical industry, pharmaceutical industry or distillery or steel or mining, thermal power plants. Everywhere there is a pollution. But then there are very less experts. There have been many institutions. I know Indian Institute of Ecology and Environment during the last 45 years has produced about 300,000 experts. Many universities all over the world have the master's degree or bachelor's degree in environmental science, environmental engineering or pollution care. But now we feel that there should be more and more institutions offering such programs, so that in every industry there are trained persons, and such boards also, the controlling boards for controlling pollution must have a manpower fully trained. Otherwise they themselves are not trained about the control of pollution. They are at the bureaucratic level. So they go and tell them that, okay, if you want to depollute, have this booklet where there is a list of about 500 consultants. But those consultants have the knowledge which is obsolete. Now is the need when the latest technology has to be transferred from one company to the other, one country to the other, so that pollution level is reduced to zero. Accordingly, we have to also have a revamping of educational system by including the curriculum related to environmental education or disaster education, or for that matter human rights education or value education, so that the students, once they come out, they become perfect gentlemen or gentlewomen, gentle persons. Young boys and girls, if they are not taught these subjects, we are finding that there is a cruelty, there are fights and infights. In many countries, the students at a young age of 15 and 20, they kill each other through pistol or revolver or guns or any other weapon. This is because their mind is getting polluted, they are getting aggressive. So we have to always see that what type of lessons should be given to them so that they can clean their mind and their mind gets fully balanced. Now, coming to the point of having the revamped system or a modified system of education, we have to also see why it is needed, because the teaching methodology is somehow defective. If today's children who are going to schools know something, I don't think it is because of the good educational system. Rather, it is despite this faulty educational system where the children carry about 20-30 books every day, and then also they don't have the correct knowledge, the practical knowledge. So there has to be a marriage between practical aspect and theory aspect, and we have to also see that there has to be a marriage between pollution and unemployment. We are talking, every country is talking, after this pandemic there will be more and more unemployed persons. Some 500 million persons all over the world have lost their jobs already. In that case, our one problem is pollution, the other problem is education. The other problem is unemployment. So we have to have a friendship and a marriage of unemployment. And the result will be creation of environment-friendly and sustainable jobs. The eco-friendly jobs will come when we'll see that in different new areas of renewable energy, plantations, nursery development, or production and maintenance of pollution control equipment, recycling, waste management, cleanliness, hygiene and sanitation, new jobs will be coming. So certainly we have to have a changed curriculum where we teach all this. In the meantime, we have to also understand why there is a need for changing the system, because after this pandemic, the COVID-19, we are seeing that schools and colleges are open and the classes are being offered online. Now is the benefit to the students that they understand the need for this. Accordingly, the online education and offline education have to be made hybrid so that students' knowledge gets optimized. And by introducing the vocational education and, for that matter, employment-centric education, we are not only able to create more jobs, but by also including the curriculum related to entrepreneurship development, we are able to make the students and those who are coming out from the schools, colleges and universities to become really job givers, and they are very much ready to come into the new field where they will appoint many new young boys and girls. In the meantime, if these young entrepreneurs, and if we have a cadre of young entrepreneurs, they will be able to take risks also by creating new types of vocations and occupations. Supposing there would have been only 1 or 2 or 5 vocations, certainly so many millions of people and persons won't have been in jobs. So unless we have the number of vocations more and more, only then it is possible. For example, there has to be a balance between environment and development. We have to make the students understand that there has to be a balance. Why? Supposing everybody talks about environment and everywhere we plant trees, even on roads we plant trees, and then nobody goes anywhere. It is full of nature and environment, but there is no benefit. So we have to see that development is also going to take place side by side, and a real good governance policy is that where there has to be a balance between environment and development. Accordingly, we have to also see that for reducing the unemployment, we have to have a changed educational policy where the students acquire expert knowledge. They are more skilled. Otherwise, if in the absence of skilling, job is not possible. That is why I am saying that it is very urgent that students acquire such knowledge which are useful, which is going to help in the long run. And as soon as the students coming out after getting skilled are going to seek jobs in the area where they can not only become entrepreneurs, rather in the new and parallel fields where the conventional entrepreneurs, the old entrepreneurs and the family business houses may take a risk of going to that field. For example, say recycling. We are longing for a day when garbage will be stolen if not smuggled, because the appropriate technology of garbage management has to be taught to the students so that they can feel that yes, we can go into this field, a new field, a parallel field of generating employment. So with all these factors, I think there is an urgent need that governments sit together and decide a new policy of having a new educational policy which could be sustained by our Mother Earth, which could help the young boys and girls, which could help the family. Thank you very much.